All right, let's be real for a second. For every 100 sales emails your team sends out, how many are actually getting opened, let alone replied to? Probably not many, right? It's a huge problem. But what if you could totally flip that script? Well, today, we're going to unpack the new AI-powered playbook that the smartest sales teams are using to actually get replies and cut through all that noise. So let's just dive right in.
So here's the plan. First, we're going to talk about why the old way is just broken. Then we'll get into the good stuff, the new AI tools that are changing everything. And we'll wrap up by looking at the results and, what's coming next for the future of sales.
Okay, let's kick things off with the cold email crisis. What is that exactly? Let's break down why this tactic, which used to be a goldmine, is now kind of falling flat.
Okay, look at this number, 1 to 5%. That's the typical reply rate for a cold email campaign. Think about that for a second. You put in all this effort, all this time for maybe a handful of replies. It's just not working anymore. It's totally unsustainable.
So why is it so bad? Well, your prospect's inbox has become a total war zone. Seriously, they're getting bombarded with hundreds of templated emails every single day. Sending yet another generic one? It's like trying to shout in the middle of a rock concert. You're just not going to get heard. You become part of the noise.
So how do you actually win in this environment? Well, you've got to change the game. You stop guessing. The old way was all about who your prospects are, their job title, their industry. The new way, it's all about what they are doing right now. It's about finding their intent.
So the old way, right? It was all about static lists. You'd buy a list based on company size, industry, job titles, and just start blasting. But the new way, it's dynamic. It's about looking for real-time buying signals. We're talking about tools that can literally see which companies are visiting your website right now, or tools that track ad engagement. They can even monitor conversations in places like Slack or Reddit communities to see who's talking about problems you can solve. You're not guessing anymore. You're reaching out when they're already raising their hand.
All right, so you found a company that's showing all the right signals. That's a huge step. But now what? What do you say? This is where AI-powered personalization comes in, and trust me, this is where it gets really cool.
So first things first, you need the right contact info. And that's where a concept called Waterfall enrichment comes in. Instead of just pulling from one database, which, let's be honest, could be totally out of date, this method queries multiple data providers one after the other. It's like a domino effect to find and, most importantly, verify someone's information. It's about accuracy, not just crossing your fingers.
And here's how it works. It's pretty smart. The system will ping provider A for an email. No luck? Okay, no problem. It automatically jumps to provider B. Still nothing? It goes to provider C. It just keeps going. But here's the crucial part. Once it finds an email, it doesn't just hand it over. It runs it through a verification service to make sure it's a real active address. That final step is the difference between your message landing in their inbox or getting lost in the spam folder forever.
And I just love this quote because it gets to the heart of it. AI is not here to write for you. It's here to accelerate your creativity and make every prospect feel like you wrote just for them. That's it, right there. This isn't about creating spam bots. It's about giving real salespeople the tools to do what they do best. Build connections, but on a scale that was just, unimaginable before.
Okay, but let's take it a step further. What happens when everyone starts sending super personalized emails? How do you stand out then? Well, you change the medium. You stop just writing, and you start showing. And that's where the video revolution comes in. So right now, there are two really cool ways people are doing this. The first is called augmented context. This is where you record a video of yourself, and the tool cleverly overlays it on top of your prospect's website in the background. It immediately shows them, hey, I did my research. But then there's generative reality, and this is just wild. This is AI that actually reanimates your mouth so it looks like you're saying the prospect's name, their company, any custom detail you want. It's a perfect lip sync, making it look like you recorded a brand new video just for them. And does it work? Oh yeah, we're talking up to a 300% increase in click-through rates. Just think about your own inbox for a second. It's a wall of text, right? A thumbnail with a friendly, moving face, it just grabs your attention. It's impossible to ignore.
All right, so this all sounds great, but let's get down to it. Does any of this new playbook actually work? Let's look at the data, because the numbers don't lie.
Just look at this. The difference is absolutely night and day. Your reply rate jumps from that dismal 1 to 5% range all the way up to 9 to 21%. Open rates are up over 30%. But this is the kicker for me. You can hit the same revenue targets by sending 70% less email. That is literally the definition of working smarter, not harder. And what's cool is you can see the impact at every level. Just using AI to write better subject lines gives you a solid 20 to 35% bump in open rates. That's awesome. But when you use that AI to personalize the entire message, that's when you see that big 34% lift. It really shows how every layer of personalization adds up.
And remember those AI lip sync videos we talked about? Well, get ready for this. Using those can result in a 7 times higher click-through rate. 7. It's a completely different league. That's the kind of personalization that was literally science fiction not too long ago.
So, where does this all go from here? Because as amazing as these tools are, they're really just the beginning. The future is about taking AI from a helpful assistant to something much, much more.
This quote from Outreach really nails it. We believe 2026 will mark a major inflection point, the shift from AI assistance to AI orchestration. Think about what that means. We're not just talking about an AI that helps you write an email. We're talking about an AI that runs the whole show. It finds the lead, decides the best way to contact them, email, video, a call, and then manages the entire sequence, adapting in real time. The salesperson's role then becomes something different. They're the expert who steps in at just the right moment to close the deal.
Which brings us to the final question, and it's a big one. Is your sales team built for how things used to be, or is it engineered for what's coming next? Because this technology is already here, and the results speak for themselves. The future of sales is arriving, and you really only have 2 choices: get on board or get left behind.